Okay, I'm here at this 2006 Nissan Sentra. It's got the P0172, meaning it's running too rich, meaning there's too much fuel going into the engine. And I noticed this problem when I was driving. I guess the computer's trying to run it lean, where it would almost stall the engine while I was driving it. So on this car, I know the mass airflow sensor is good, but the fuel pump is putting out too much fuel because it's a high pressure fuel pump. So I'm going to be replacing the fuel pump on here. Now the first thing I'll need to do is relieve the fuel system by removing the fuse and then starting the car. Okay, as you can see, the fuel pump fuse is the 15 amp fuse. Okay, and that fuse is this one right here. So I'm going to remove it and then crank the engine and get it to pump all the fuel out of there. Okay, I've also removed the negative cable, and I'm going to remove the back seat of the car to get to the fuel pump. The back seat is it's really easy. Just pull up on it, pops out on both sides, and just move it out the way. Okay, this is the access port for the fuel pump. Take a Phillips screwdriver and just turn these tabs clockwise, and it comes right off. There's 3 tabs here, and then underneath it there's the electrical connector. Push on this tab and you should be able to slide the connector. Okay, once you get that off, there's a special tool I use that takes off these quick connects for the fuel line. Just pinch it here on the quick connect retainer, and the fuel line should slide right off. I can't do that with 2 hands, so I have to do it with 2 hands. So I have to turn the camera off for a minute, but okay. You got the connector. This is the 1-port fuel pump. Some of them might have the 2-port, which might be the same thing. You just use a tool, or if you can get the quick connect to release and take the fuel lines off. There's 6 small screws that hold the fuel pump lock ring on. I take an 8mm socket and just remove those 8 screws and the lock ring. Okay, all that's left is to remove the fuel pump carefully. Fuel pump and the little seal that goes on there. Okay, this is the new fuel pump. With these fuel pumps, you gotta make sure you get the retainers for the fuel line, because some fuel pumps don't have these with them. So now I'm going to install the seal a new seal, and the new fuel pump. Okay, the fuel pump in position. Just got to push it down a little bit and install the lock ring with the six screws that go on it. Okay, got all 6 screws in place. Fuel pump is in position. Just make my connections with the fuel line. And connection with the electrical connector. Okay, I got the electrical connector connected. Now I'm going to install the shield. Use the 15mm to turn the fasteners. And reinstall the fuse and prime the system by cycling the ignition switch on and then turn it off. You should hear a whining noise from the fuel pump when you do that. Okay, I left the seat off so you can hear the fuel pump when I turn the ignition on. I don't know if you heard that. It was a quieter humming noise, but it came on. Next is to start the vehicle. Okay, so that's how I replace the fuel pump. Now with the check engine light, it shouldn't read rich because this is at the original fuel pressures, where the other fuel pump was a higher fuel pressure. So it should restore the vehicle to normal operational condition.